Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the third video on magnetic circuits, chapter number 1, Mr. Chapman's book. And here primarily I will be discussing example 1.1, which is solved in the book. Okay, so let's read the question. A ferromagnetic core is shown in figure. So this is the ferromagnetic core. And I hope you have an idea from the small transformers you might have seen. The core is made of stainless steel material or iron material, strips of iron material, iron sheets. So this is the ferromagnetic core. Dimensions are shown. So these are the dimensions of all sides. Now the important point to note here is that the dimensions are not same. That is, width is not same in this case. This width is only 10 centimeter, whereas all other widths are 15 centimeters. So that means we have to now, we have two areas that we have to keep in mind. The relative permeability of the core is given. Relative permeability is just like conductivity we know in the electrical circuit. Same as the permeability in the magnetic circuit. Its value is 2500. And the question is how much flux will be produced by a 1 ampere input current. So if we give an 1 ampere current through this coil here, this will produce flux, and we need to find the value of that flux that will circulate in the core. Okay, so this was the circuit. We can redraw it in 3 dimensions to have an idea about the area of cross section. So this is a 3-dimensional view. You can see this is the depth and this is the width here. Okay, so question, how much flux will be produced, we have to keep in mind. And if we see an equivalent circuit, electrical circuit, equivalent like this, then this is equivalent to voltage, which in this case we call it MMF. This is equivalent to resistance, we call it here reluctance. And this is equivalent to current, we call it here flux. So as from the Ohm's law we know that I is V over R. Same way we can say that the flux is F over R, that is, this is the magnetic force over reluctance. Now the formula for calculating reluctance is core length or mean core length divided by mu R, mu naught and AC. Now first of all, what is mean core length? If you see this core, this is the inner dimension of the core and this is the outer dimension of the core. So we take an imaginary line and we call it the mean path. So this path we have to find out. We also have to find the area of cross section AC, and these two values are generally known. This is given and this is a constant value. So for every variation in the area of cross section, we got to have its own length, and then we can find its own reluctance. Now in our case there are two areas of cross sections, this one and this. So we got to have two reluctances, and let's call them R1 and R2. So our equivalent circuit, this one, will now become something like this. The two reluctances R1 and R2. Okay, now that we have seen that there are two areas and two reluctances, the best way to find out the two lengths is that wherever there is an overlap, now this is 10 centimeter width and this is 15 centimeter width, so this is an overlap area. There we'll draw a diagonal line, and similarly this one we draw another diagonal line. Now this length is one of the lengths, we will call it L1, and this is the second length, we'll call it L2, as shown here. So this is L1 and this is L2. So first of all, let's find the length L1. So the mean path length of L1, now this is the mean path. So L1 is from here to here. Now this portion you can see it is half of 15 centimeter. This is 15 centimeter, half of that. So that means 7.5. Then we have 30 centimeter, then half of 15, that is 7.5. So 7.5, 30, 7.5 makes 45 centimeter. And we can also find the area of cross section. So area of cross section in this case is 10 by 10. This is 10 width and depth is also 10. So 10 by 10 is 100 centimeters square. So we are calling this as area A1. So now that we know the length L1 and area A1, we can find the reluctance by using this formula. One important point that in all dimensions that we had calculated in centimeters, we have to convert them into meter. So dividing this by 100, L1 will become 0.45 meter. Similarly, since this is in square area, so we'll divide it by 1000. So this will become 0.01 meter square. Mu r is given 2500 and mu naught we have to memorize. It is fixed 4 pi 10 raised to the power minus 7. This is permeability of the air. So solving we get R1. Now we'll work for R2. So for R2, first of all we need to find this length L2. And L2 we can start from here. So it is 5, half of 10. 5 plus 30 plus half of 15, 7.5. So 5 plus 30 plus 7.5. Then we go down, half of 15, 7.5, 30, 7.5. So this one, and then we move right, 7.5, 30, and half of 10 is 5. So 7.5, 30, and 5, that is 130 centimeter is the length 2. Now area of cross section here is different. It is 15 over 10, 15 by 10. So 15 by 10 is 150 centimeters. And now we will calculate reluctance 2, putting in the formula same way. So this is the reluctance 2. So our equivalent circuit will now look like this. R1 we have found, R2 we have found. We need to find this one to calculate phi. So the magnetomotive force is N times I, 200 turns, and current is 1 ampere, so it is 200 ampere turns. And now the formula for phi is MMF divided by reluctance, 200 amperes from here, and sum of the two reluctances. So the answer is 0.048 Webers. So I hope this gives you an understanding how you can easily solve this type of a question. Thank you.